I remember staring at the plate in front of me. Just one small plate of rice. That was all I had left. My last meal. After this, there would be nothing. No food in the fridge. No money in my pocket. No one I could call to help. I thought about eating it quickly and forgetting the pain. But then a knock came at my door. And that knock changed everything. That day had been one of the hardest in my life. The morning started with me walking from one place to another, looking for work, asking questions, trying to do anything to get even a little money. By noon, I was already exhausted. The sun was hot. My shirt stuck to my skin. My legs felt weak. And the worst part, my stomach had been empty since the day before. When I finally made it home, I opened my fridge. It was empty except for one plate I had saved. Just some rice with a bit of sauce. Nothing special, but to me it meant survival. I sat at the table, looking at the plate. My hands were shaking a little. Part of me wanted to eat it right away. Another part of me thought, if I eat this now, what about tomorrow? What if tomorrow is worse? But the hunger was stronger than my thoughts. I picked up my spoon slowly. And that was when I heard it. Knock. Knock. At first, I thought maybe I imagined it. But then it came again. Knock. Knock. I opened the door, and there stood a man I had never seen before. He looked tired. His clothes were dusty. His hair was messy, like he had been walking for hours. His eyes told the story. He was hungry. I could see it. He cleared his throat and asked softly, "Please, do you have something to eat?" My heart sank. I didn't answer right away. I kept staring at him, then at the plate on my table. That was all I had. My last meal. The only thing standing between me and an empty night. My mind went back and forth. If you give it, you'll starve. If you keep it, you'll feel guilty. He must have noticed my silence because he said, "Even a little bread will do." His voice cracked a bit when he spoke. At that moment, I saw myself in him. His tired face, his weak voice, his empty hands. It was like looking into a mirror. Something inside me told me what to do. I said quietly, "Come in." We sat at the table. The plate looked smaller now, almost laughable. How could this little food be enough for two grown people? I pushed it to the middle of the table. "We'll share," I said. He looked at me like he didn't believe it. Then he nodded slowly. We picked up our spoons. He took the first bite, small, careful, almost like he was afraid to take too much. I followed with my own bite. The food didn't taste like much, but in that moment, it felt different. It felt like more than just food. As we ate, he told me about his day. He had been walking around, just like me, looking for work. He hadn't eaten since yesterday morning. He had asked a few people for food, but most ignored him. I was the first one who opened the door. I listened, nodding, chewing slowly. And for the first time that day, I felt less alone. When the plate was empty, we both leaned back in silence. My stomach was still a little empty, but my heart, it felt full. He looked at me and said, "Thank you. You don't know what this means to me. One day, I'll return this kindness." I smiled a little. Honestly, I didn't expect anything in return. I just knew I couldn't close the door on him. He stood up, shook my hand, and left. The next morning, I woke up with the same worry. No food, no money. I sat outside, trying to think of what to do. After a while, I saw a familiar figure walking toward me. It was him, the same man from yesterday. But this time, he wasn't empty-handed. He carried a small bag. I watched as he came closer and placed it in front of me. Inside the bag was bread, some fruit, and even cooked beans. Enough for a few meals. He smiled and said, "Yesterday you shared your last meal with me. I couldn't forget that. This morning I got a small job. The first thing I thought of was you." I didn't know what to say. My throat felt tight. All I could whisper was, "Thank you." That day, I realized something powerful. I thought I had lost everything when I gave away that plate of rice. I thought I was left with nothing. But what I really got back was more than food. I got back hope. I got back faith in people. I got back the reminder that kindness has a way of coming back, even when you least expect it. Sometimes, when you give, you don't lose. You actually gain. After that day, I started looking at life differently. Whenever I saw someone struggling, I didn't just walk past. I remembered that man. I remembered how it felt to be hungry, how it felt to knock on a door not knowing if someone would open. I promised myself that if I ever had something, even a little, I would share it. Because I know now, a small act can change everything. So when I think back, I don't just remember the hunger. I remember the connection. I shared my last meal, and I got back more. More food, yes, but also more faith, more hope, more reason to believe in kindness. And that's something no one can take away. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs button for more stories like this.